I don't normally endorse name products on my videos, but I found this book here as a newcomer to pike fishing absolutely invaluable. I don't doubt there are many others, but it does give you lots of information about pike fishing and about this little video which I'm going to make on tying your own traces. I mean, they're cheap enough to buy really, but if you want to tie any variations, then there's lots of information in here about it. And of course you need all the gear for it. So you'll need a wire cutter and a crimping tool, and this combines both of them. Now you can just get the crimping tool itself. There you can see this this tool for putting crimps onto wire. And of course you need the metal crimps, and they have to match the size of the wire you're using. And of course you also need the wire. This is just several strands of stainless steel wire. I think it's made by the American Claw Company. This is this Fox Carboflex, which has got a hard carbon coat around it, so it's quite smooth. You need some trace crimp covers, sort of flexible rubber things, and you need some of these treble hook sleeves just to make the job all nice, neat and tidy. Need some good swivels which will be up to the job of holding a big pike. This rolls around, thrashes around in the water. And of course you need some treble hooks if that's what you're going to tie. Now ideally you should fish barbless. They're much easier to get out, cause less damage to the fish. But of course when you're fishing for pike and they're thrashing about in the water, if you don't keep the tension on the line, and I mean quite strong tension on the line, a good bend in the rod, then you tend to find that you lose fish. So as a compromise I use semi-barbed hooks. Now we'll just have a look at the difference between them, the barbed and the semi-barbed. So there you can see the barbed hooked, quite distinct barbs on it, on all three branches of this hook. And on the semi-barbed hook you'll see that two of the branches just have that slight prominence just before the point, but the third, which is pointing towards me, there you can see it now, has a barb on it, and this is ideal for sticking into your bait whilst you leave the other two exposed. So it does work almost like a barbless hook, and I prefer these for my pike fishing, albeit in its infancy. We'll just have to see how we get on with it during the season. Well, that seems a much more preferable option. I suppose if you lose a great big fish because he slipped the hook, you might feel slightly different about it, but that's what I prefer. And these are size 4 hooks, which are the ones I use. So this is the gear you need for tying this twin treble. So I've got two semi-barbless size 4 hooks. I've got my Carboflex wire in it. This is 20 inches or 50 centimetres. So the final trace will be a bit smaller than that. I've got a good swivel there to match. The Carboflex comes with crimps of the right size. So these crimps match this Carboflex. And I've got this trace crimp cover, this treble hook sleeve, and of course my crimping pliers. You'll see from looking at these pliers that they've got two sizes. It's important that when you are using these that the crimp matches the notch in these crimping pliers, if that's the correct term for them. These crimpers. And for my purposes it's that little one there at the end. First thing to do is to slide the wire through the crimp. Like that. Then just push the wire through the eye of the treble. Bring it round. And push it through the back through the crimp. Like so. And then get hold of the long get hold of the long piece of wire and just pull it up. Not too tight. So you've got that situation there. And then you just got a little bit of protruding wire there, just push it back in. So that's the first. And then you need to crimp this with the pliers. So just put that in there, like so. And then tighten down on it. And squeeze hard to squeeze the crimp onto the wire. Like so. So you can see there that the crimp has been crushed onto the wire and it's very, very strong. Now I need to cover that so it doesn't catch on anything. Take my trace crimp cover and shove the wire through the other end of the wire and then pull it right along. So. And just pull it onto the crimp. Might help just to moisten it a little bit, but so it slides on more easily. So I just pull that onto there. Be careful it doesn't slip and I end up with this treble in my fingers. So now you can see it's just been pulled up onto the shank of the treble. So that's the first treble fitted. Now the second treble has to be fitted 7.5 centimetres from the first, which is there. So I just slide the second treble down to that point on the wire. The treble 7.5 centimetres apart. The next part's not terribly easy with it. So I'll bring this round over the bend of the hook and pull it tight. Like that. And then I wrap it round here 6 times. Try to keep it as tight as possible, which is not the easiest of things to do. Just try and keep it neat, which with this stiffish wire is quite hard. So I've got the 6 turns on there, which is wrapped around this piece of wire here. And then you take the end of the wire and push it back through the eye of the hook, top hook, and pull it tight, like so. So that's the second treble on. So I need to cover that. So I use this treble hook sleeve. So I just slide the treble hook sleeve on the end of the wire. There's a treble hook sleeve on. Just pull it down. Push it on there. They come in different sizes, these, so you can try to get it over those turns there. It'll go eventually. That'll do for our purposes. So there's the second treble fitted, 7.5 centimetres from the first treble. Get my arm out of the way, make me see it better. I need to put this trace crimp cover onto the wire for the swivel end, and you have to put it in at this pointy bit here. Now usually there's not a hole in here. It's difficult to get that through there. So at this point you might just have to just cut the top off that. So just push that through that little hole which I've made. And then just slide that wire through the crimp. So you've got the crimp cover. You've got the crimp, and now you just need a swivel. So put the swivel on. So you've got them in that order. Bring the wire back round, push it through that crimp. So just right at the end of the crimp, doesn't want to protrude. And then just pull the loop. Not too tight. There's the crimp fitted, and I just need to tighten it up onto the wire. So I just put it in there, like so, and tighten it up. And then just squeeze. So there's the crimp on, nice and tight. And I just need to pull the crimp cover up over the crimp. So there it is. Swivel, wire trace, first treble and the second treble. So the whole thing's about 16 inches long. As I say, they're dead easy to make, but and you can vary it. You can have just a single treble, you can have a treble on the end and a single hook in the middle, you can have different sizes. That's one of the big advantages of making your own, but there is a fair outlay. You have to make initially.